Here are three powerful ways to be charming as a man. Number one is to practice letting go. The idea here is that charm is your natural state of being. Who you are is charming. The idea, once again, is that there are layers on top of your identity, layers of conditioning that are causing you to feel like you lack this essential quality with women. So, what is blocking you from feeling natural charm? Well, it usually comes in the form of fear, doubt, self consciousness, insecurity, second guessing yourself, not being comfortable in your own skin. So, the way I see it, these are all what I call corrupted files in your operating system. They are distortions in your way of seeing. They're not who you really are, they are conditioned into you in order to create the appearance of limits in your personality and your identity. However, you have the ability to heal these patterns, to liberate them so that you can live in your natural state, what I call your essence. And when you're living in your essence, you exude natural charm. You don't have to add on anything in order to be charming. You just have to let go of that which is blocking it. So, how do you do that? Well, this is a deep subject with a lot of ways to look at it. But in general, I'll give you my framework for the practice of letting go. Number one is to be aware of the patterns that are dominating your life that are blocking you from feeling charming, charismatic, spontaneous, all of these very positive qualities that women definitely favor when it comes to attraction. So, becoming aware, what is really blocking you there? Can you identify the stories that you tell, the beliefs that you hold on to, the conditioning that was pumped inside of you from a young age that blocks you from your natural charm? Now, the key with awareness is to identify these patterns without judgment. So you're very much just playing detective or scientist. It's objective, it's neutral. You're not allowed to judge yourself or to label these limiting patterns as good or bad. You're holding them in a light of non judgmental awareness, and that's the true nature of changing these patterns. So, the next step is to surrender and practice what I call unconditional acceptance and love around these patterns. While this may sound a little fluffy to you, a little cheesy, this is one of the most powerful things you can do. Once you're aware of these patterns, you let go of the judgment, you let go of the resistance, and you accept those patterns being there as an integral part of your unique story. Your limiting patterns have been built into your life experience for a reason. They're not there randomly, they're there to make for an interesting story and to help you transition from the victim or the beta in our context here to the hero or the masculine man, the charming man. And that's why they're there, is to make for an interesting experience of reclaiming your power and evolving, expanding beyond who you currently are. So when you see your limiting patterns in a truthful light, they naturally start to disappear. They naturally start to lose their power over you. The next step is to imagine what it would feel like to already be charming. What would that feel like to you? How would you carry yourself? How would you talk? What would your posture be like? And visualize yourself interacting with people and women in particular, attractive women in particular, and being naturally charming. So you have to get your brain acquainted with this way of being and assume that this is possible for you. A lot of guys are holding on to this cynical belief that they just can't do this, that it's just not who they are. But that nothing could really be further from the truth. Once again, charm is your natural state when you let go of these limiting beliefs, of these corrupted files. So you want to imagine that you're already there. Imagine your ideal outcome with women and start to see yourself very much embodying that role in your daily life. And this, once again, gets your brain acquainted to change so it doesn't feel threatening or like you're, destroying your old sense of self in a threatening way to your brain. So that's an extremely important step. And then the last part of this equation is just to act as if, to practice in your daily life already being charming. And you start to just hold that role in this new kind of fun way. What would that feel like for you? And you actually do it. You take action from that place. And even if you don't get it perfect at first or it feels awkward, you still can commit to that practice because you're training yourself to tap into natural charm. And that takes some real life integration, some trial and error. Don't expect to be perfect at it right away. But this is, in essence, how you change limiting patterns and let go of that which does not serve you and tap into natural charm. Number two is to say less and listen more. Most guys, especially betas, super nice guys, guys that are not living in their masculine power, they very much feel like they have to fill the space with their voice. And they have to be the one talking the most and removing any awkwardness or discomfort by always saying something and talking fast. And yeah, they just try to fill up the space with whatever is needed to avoid discomfort. Now, if you think about it, this is also a corrupted file. This is a limiting belief, and it's coming from insecurity and self-consciousness. And that is definitely one of the files we want to let go of. So can you hang out in a little bit of discomfort or awkwardness with women and just allow the space to be there and allow them to talk at least 80% of the time? And your attitude is very, very relaxed, very spacious, and you're listening with your whole body. You're not just listening with your intellect, your analytical mind, you're listening with your whole sense of self. Because when you listen with all of your senses, all of your being, what happens is you listen on a much deeper level. And you start to be able to glean subtleties in the way people present themselves. And the idea here is that people will tell you everything you need to know about them. All you have to do is pay close attention. And most guys are so wrapped up in their head and worried about themselves because of these corrupted files, these limiting beliefs, that they lose out on the opportunity to really get to know somebody with almost a sense of instantaneous ease. So once again, when you meet women, everything you need to know about them is right in front of you. They are mostly an open book, and all you need to do is pay close attention and really observe them carefully and listen with every faculty that you have instead of just your thinking mind. And a lot of this is like the theme versus the plot. There's what they're saying, and then there's how they're saying what they're saying. And what we're getting better at here is really discerning how they're saying what they're saying. What is their emotional relationship with what they're saying? And what are their beliefs? What is their psychology? And you just start to intuitively absorb that information. And when you do that at a high level, it makes women feel safe. It makes them feel like you get them, and it makes them feel like you are powerful and present with them. So this is one of those superpowers that you can unlock. And it's very simple. It really ties into number one. The more you clear the limiting beliefs, the corrupted files, the more of a natural state of presence you'll have that women will find magnetic and super attractive. So remember, for women, it's not always just about appearance, right? Appearance is important, of course, but women are much more energetic and intuitive creatures than us. And when you can meet them in that place and you're present and you're not blocked by your own self-consciousness, they will instantly find you more attractive. And a lot of this comes down to setting a boundary of speaking less and listening more. Allow the silence to be there, speak slow, and find a way in your inner being to be totally comfortable with silence or totally comfortable not saying anything, not bragging, not trying to validate yourself, not trying to just dump all of your life on her at once. You want to see yourself as multi-layered, and it's going to take her weeks or months or even years to get to know you at a very deep level. Who you are in that first date or two or three is just the tip of the iceberg. So you want to keep your deeper mysteries intact and let her share her mysteries. Let her share her life story. And your life story is going to unfold very slowly, very much like a closed book that she has to work at to pry open. She's going to be more of an open book. And especially if you're listening with your whole body, She's going to feel safe, and she's going to reveal more and more, be more vulnerable to you. And the more she does that, she's showing you that she's attracted to you because she trusts you and she knows that you're present. You can hold space for whatever she says. Number three is more or less a formula that I think kind of sums up how to be charming as a man. Genuine caring plus non-attachment equals natural charm. Now, most men, especially betas and nice guys, fall into the category of caring too much and being overly attached. On the flip side, we have the bad boys, or the supposed alpha males who don't really care at all and are aloof and totally indifferent and completely unattached in a negative way. What we're looking for here is a sweet spot in the middle where you exude genuine care. You show women that you genuinely care about them. They like that and they need that from you. However, you're doing it from a place of very unattached, playful, spontaneous, open, spacious energy, which is all the opposite of attachment. This means that you don't care what she thinks about you. You train yourself relentlessly to drop that attachment from step number one here of being insecure or self-conscious and looking for her validation to really solidify your own self-worth. You've got to get beyond that here. And that's the only way to get into non-attachment in a genuine way, is that you are genuinely unattached to how she feels. You're genuinely unattached to the outcomes. However, you still care. You're still a nice guy. You're warm, and you show her your heart. You show her that you appreciate her, and there's a basic quality of just love and, yeah, gratitude for the situation. Women, believe it or not, really, really, really like that. They really appreciate that. But the problem is, usually those qualities are mixed up with being too nice, being too needy, and being too attached. If you can get to a place where you show genuine care, but you are indifferent, you are totally unattached and playful in the way this all goes down, and you carry this kind of amused energy with you, she feels that. And it's kind of a mystery to her. Like, he has something different going on here. He's not an asshole or just this aloof, immature dick. And he's also not just this beta nice guy who will bend over backwards and do anything for me. There's something different about this guy. That's what you're looking for here. So once again, this is all about natural charm. It's not that you're adding on something to who you are. It's that you're removing that which is blocking it, which are these corrupted files that keep you feeling self-conscious, needy, insecure, like your life is not enough yet, and you need this woman to fill up your cup or validate you. That's what you're transcending here. And you're getting to a place where you genuinely appreciate who you are so much, and you love your life so much that you really don't give a damn what she thinks about you or where the relationship is going to go or if you're going to get another date. You're just present and you're enjoying the dynamic. And from that place, you open your heart and you're playful, you're warm with her, but you definitely put out a vibe of, hey, I could take it or leave it. I could take it or leave it. None of this is a big deal to me. So that's what you want. That's that really amazing dynamic sweet spot where women feel like, okay, this guy really truly is different. And anybody can do this. Any guy can do this. But it really harkens back to step number one. Make a commitment to become highly aware of your limiting beliefs, of these corrupted files. Detach your identity from them. Remove the sense of self from them. See them as automated programs or corrupted files, habitual patterns. They're not you. And this is the way that you genuinely tap into natural charm. So I hope these tips help you out. I hope they're coming at it from a little different angle than you've likely heard before. If you like this kind of content and you want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be sharing a lot of content on this channel that I would say is like more or less unconventional dating advice. It's really about building yourself up as a man from the inside out and reclaiming your spiritual and emotional power so that you can live in your masculine essence and exude a kind of confidence and charm, like I said, that comes completely natural to who you are. So if you want to learn how to do that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.